Thank you. Good morning. Do you guys feel it? Did you feel it? Mine vibrated already. Oh my gosh. My magic band already went. Good morning. Thanks, you too.
Oh, that one's cute.
And to your left. And we're back again.
Of course, I always do a shortcut.
Where are you headed to? Ah, yes. Yes, yes. Oh, nice. Do you live around here?
Yes, I live
Oh, so this is just your exercise, huh? Nice. Uh-huh. That's why I have a camera, because I don't want to, I want to look around and just know this is taking everything I want to see. Uh-huh. Oh, we love it back there. This is me and my niece's second time, so we're excited. We came right when it opened after COVID, and so obviously a lot of the shows were closed, and so... Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. You too. Good morning.
Christmas lights. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay.
Overall favorite ride.
Huh? Oh, you guys need to do your ride rankings.
Third overall because Velocicoaster's first.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's free. Well, every once in a turn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I love festival. Yeah. I always do like one of those days that I need it. I love that one where you've got that. You do it like free. Spread the rules. And really, you know what I mean? You do that for free. Really, you're gone. It's a day. It's a day. Sometimes they last the days on top of the ends of trying to keep it not fresh. And the point of it will find like a white loop in the middle. Like the people who do it. Yeah. And I do everything. The house. It's not a big boy. What everything like that. Those are gates that you for it for a week. But then you look at the same kind of thing. You know when we do the food, like when you have a meal away, warm up. They do
This whole area, this is kind of
Don't look yet.
Kayla would be all over this.
I don't want to look.
Good morning, up number 3. Welcome on in, keep on going. Number 3.
Okay.
Welcome on in, everyone.
Linking calibration status?
Optimal. Machine levels look good.
Yeah, I can say, yeah, there's no things on this lane. Yeah. That's not sustainable.
Once you've found your number, please make sure everybody can see the screen. Okay, sealed genetic matching room. Okay, Dr. Stevens, they're ready.
Can everyone see me? Great. Welcome to the Avatar program. Soon, you're going to have a chance to undertake an amazing Navi rite of passage, flying on the back of this powerful animal called an Ikron, or as we call it, a Banshee. The way you're going to do this is by being matched to something called an avatar, and I'm here to help you guys get ready. But first, we have to scan you for Pandoran microparasites. Alright everyone, stay on your number and move your arms a bit. Okay, start scan. You've all got them. But don't worry, they're very common around these parts. Let's start the decon.
Initiating GMR decon.
Stand still over your number, you're not gonna feel a thing. You're doing great. Almost done here.
They're all clear.
Great. Now let's go over how all this works. Like I said before, you're going to be matched to these things called avatars, which look a lot like the Navi. They're created by blending human DNA and Navi DNA. Once we match you to an avatar, thanks to a special link chair, your mind will be able to control that avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Over a generation ago, this enormous company called the RDA created a lot of damage to the area through their bad mining practices and conflicts with the Navi. Just like on Earth, it can take decades for ecosystems to recover. One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is to study what are called keystone species. These are animals like tigers, jaguars, seals. The banshee is one of these important animals. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the ikran and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. In fact, the Na'vi have been riding on the backs of banshees since their earliest history. Thanks to science, avatars can ride on banshees too. That's why you're linking to an avatar. It was Dr. Ogden who restarted the Avatar program. It's because of her that you're able to go through this rite of passage today. Pandora is a breathtaking natural world. I cannot wait for you guys to see it for yourselves. Okay, to get you flying on a banshee, we need to find each of you an avatar. Let's prep the genetic sampling.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find you your avatar matches.
We got matched up, didn't we, baby? We know you so well.
All right, you've all been matched with avatars. Looks like they're ready for you in the next room. When the door opens, please go inside, all the way in, and stand over the same number that you're standing over now. And I'll see you in there.
Step off the link chair, gather your belongings, and exit the link chamber.
The last one is at 5:40.
That my entire life.
Wait, am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Now I understand why Fry Bucket got lost.
What time was our lightning right now?
It's already started.
Sure thing. We're going to Africa?
Asia.
Asia.
Pascal's right there. The blue lady in blue's in front of him. And we're going to Asia.
It's their kingdom. Birds are not animals.
Oh, the monkeys aren't out yet.
Real monkeys? Yes. Real monkeys.
Or is it the monkeys on the other side? No, this is the. Oh, they took away that rope. Aw.
When we were here, we were rushing and I couldn't watch it, but they were going across to the other side because they had a rope.
Oh, they are right there. Sorry, totally didn't see them.
Vai lá, Gabriel. Vai lá, Michelle.
Someone actually play?
No. All right, you guys.
10 minutes.
Lightning lane.
To the right.
Book. Book. Cameron, book.
Oh, book. There's more on that side. Across the way. Oh, I think. Oh, you got it. Look how long their arms are. There's more on that one. Oh, there it is, Cece. Again. What?
We can look through these stores. We have time.
They're not.
We can look around here. We have about 10 minutes. Ooh, the drummers.
Oh.
Still, Karen, we hear it.
Asante sana. Asante sana in Swahili means thank you very much. Another word we like to use out here in Harambe is twende. Twende does mean let's go. Jumbo everyone, my name is Maggie. I'm from Baxter, Tennessee. I'm going to be your safari guide for today. I do have just a couple of safety reminders for you all before we head all the way out onto our reserve today. I am going to ask that you please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times and remain seated for the entire duration of our safari. Now folks, it does tend to get pretty bumpy out here. So I also like to recommend that you keep a pretty tight grip on any and all personal items and a tight watch on your kiddos. Now the very first area of the reserve we are heading into today is the Little Aturi Forest. Animals out here in Aturi do tend to be pretty shy and reclusive, often relying on their camouflage. But I can actually already see our first animal today. Over on our right-hand side, walking around next to those bushes, is an okapi. Now the okapi is that large, dark brown animal there. Those black and white stripes on the legs might remind you a little bit of a zebra, but they are actually not related at all. The okapi is, however, the only known living relative of the giraffe. We can tell that by comparing the bone structure of those two animals, especially the shapes of their skulls. Now, as we come around this next corner here, I'm going to encourage you to look up onto this hill to our right. You're going to see a really large bird's nest up there. I'm also going to encourage you to try to find any spots of bright orange or yellow. Those are actually the beak of the bird who made that nest, a saddle-billed stork. Now, that saddle-billed stork is laying down right now and perhaps a little bit difficult to see at the moment. But if that bird were to stand all the way up, or perhaps if there were another one conveniently located on the left-hand side of the truck for us to look at, you'd see that this bird is pretty big, standing just over 5 feet tall, fully stretched out, with a wingspan of about 7 to 9 feet. That does mean that if that bird were to stand in the seats with you all and stretch their wings out wide, their head would touch that animal's spotting guide over your head, and their wings would brush against the poles on either side of the truck. Now, crossing the road in front of us right now is a greater kudu. That's that beige antelope with the really light white stripes on their back. Now, the greater kudu will actually use those stripes as a form of camouflage, helping them to blend in with the light that moves in through the tree branches and bamboo out onto the forest floor. Now, you might also notice that all of these kudu, the one that just crossed the road, as well as these two others to our left, don't have any horns. That's because only the males of their species will have long curly horns. The females don't have any at all, which means all the ones we have just seen are females. If you do want to get an idea of what those males look like, though, do look back up that spotting guide over your heads. I believe there's an illustration of a male greater kudu on the far left and far right hand sides. Now we are heading towards the Safi River now. Animals out here in Safi really like to hang out in and around the water, so I recommend you keep your eyes towards the surface. But it looks like our first animals are actually hanging out just on that first hill. Those are the pink-back pelicans. Now you might be able to see another animal back through the water there as well. Don't worry, we're maybe going to get a better view of one in just a couple of moments. Now the pink-back pelican is mostly white and gray in color right now, but they do get their name from the skin on their back and underneath their wings that will flush with a really beautiful shade of pink during the bird's mating season, almost like the entire pelican is blushing. Now over on our left-hand side, you can in fact see 2 more Nile hippopotamus. That was the animal that was making those ripples in that first part of the river as well. Now Nile hippos do tend to spend most of their time underwater. In fact, it adds up to about 80% of their lives. But on cooler days like today, sometimes hippos will come on land for a couple of different reasons. One of which is to look for food. Hippos are herbivores and grazers, so a lot of their diet comes from grasses. But another reason they might come on land is to sunbathe, especially on cooler days like today. Sometimes these hippos will lay out just like that. Now my friends, I am going to remind you one more time, let's make sure to remain seated for the whole safari. Now over on our left-hand side here as well, you're also going to see some Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles are the largest crocodilian in all of Africa. Adults can be over 16 feet long and weigh over 500 pounds. Now, many of you are probably familiar with the strong bite of a crocodile, able to easily crush the bones of their prey, but that's not the only thing those powerful jaws are capable of, and they can actually be super gentle as well. In fact, crocodiles will even roll their eggs around in their mouth as a way to break up the shell and assist in the hatching process for their little ones when it's time for those baby crocs to escape their eggs. Now we are about to head onto the savannah, which is the largest part of our reserve today, home to some of Africa's most recognizable species, starting with this very large and interesting looking tree over here to the right. Now this is a baobab tree. They've earned quite a few nicknames in their time. My personal favorite for them is the Tree of Life. Now that nickname might sound just a little bit familiar to you if you've ever visited a place called Animal Kingdom, but the baobabs native to Africa are actually the original, earning that nickname from their ability to hold tens of thousands of gallons of water in their trunks at a time. Now that large reservoir is a real lifesaver for the animals here on the savannah, and there are a couple different ways that they will access it. Some animals use their tusks or horns to puncture the side of the trunk, kind of like a giant juice box, while others will use their teeth or hooves to strip away the spongy bark of the tree for the moisture as well. Now folks, it looks like the first animal we're going to be getting a pretty good look at here on the savannah is a whole dazzle of Hartman's mountain zebras, including a couple of babies. Now a group of zebras like this one is known as a dazzle because of the dazzling effect on the eyes their stripes can have, especially when they stand really close together. These zebra stripes will just sort of blend into one another, and it makes it really difficult for predators to pick out one individual zebra from the group. However, baby zebras, like the two in this dazzle, do not have that same problem. Within about 15 to 20 minutes of being born, a zebra can completely memorize their mother's stripe pattern and successfully and repetitively identify her within the dazzle from that moment on. Now, I did also specifically note that these are the Hartman's mountain zebra. One of the easiest ways to tell is their unique stripe patterns. You're going to see that all these zebra stripes are a bit thinner and closer together towards the head and neck. They tend to get a bit wider and more spread out as you move towards the back of the zebra. Now you're also going to notice those stripes do not connect underneath that zebra's belly, which is a pretty unique trait, one of the easiest ways to pick them out from others. Now over on our left-hand side here as well, just laying down to the right of that cave, you're also going to see some African painted dogs. Now I happen to think that these dogs are pretty adorable. In fact, they are my personal favorite animal on the savannah, but I certainly would never underestimate them based on that appearance, because these dogs are also the most successful hunters on the entire savannah, more than any big cat, due to their incredible ability to work together in a super tight-knit pack. Now over on our left-hand side here, you're actually going to see three different animals. A little bit further away on our left, those dark brown antelope are the sable antelope, the more shaggy gray antelope are the wildebeest, and these brown and white cows are the Ankole cattle. Now the Ankole cattle and the sable antelope have something in common, and those are those long horns. Now the Ankole cattle actually use their horns as a way to cool down on really hot days. They contain a bunch of blood vessels that help to spread around the heat of the animal, while the sable antelope actually use their thin arched horns as a form of self-defense to help protect against any predators that might want to attack from behind. Now we are actually coming up through two more animals here as well, but those wildebeest we saw back there are incredibly social, so fingers crossed we're going to see a few more of them up ahead. Over on our right hand side here, having a bit of a snack from that tree is indeed a Maasai giraffe, and over on our left is an eland. Now you're going to notice that both of these animals are snacking right now, and for the giraffes that is incredibly common. They do eat for about 18 to 20 hours out of every single day. Now the eland over here is actually the largest antelope on our reserve. They stand at about 6 to 7 feet tall at the shoulder, fully grown, and despite that large stature, they are surprisingly agile as well, able to jump roughly that same distance straight up in the air from a standing position. Now it does look like we're going to be getting a little bit closer to a couple more of these giraffes here as well. You might notice that one of them is laying down. Now this is actually a lot more rare than you might initially think. Giraffes do just about everything standing up, including sleeping and giving birth. Now that is because their legs are super long, about 6 feet long a piece, and a little bit unwieldy. Whenever these giraffes lay down like this, it takes them a hot minute to stand back up. So this giraffe is hanging out here for a second because they feel safe and comfortable. They know that there's nothing that's going to come up on them and cause them to have to run away really quickly. Now earlier we did note that the wildebeest are a very social animal, and indeed we can see a few more over here on our right hand side as well. Now this is not very surprising because, as I mentioned, these animals will form really large herds of about 10 to 1,000 individuals. Now, a little bit further away up on the top of the hill, you're also going to see some teeny tiny brown and white antelope up there. Those are the springbok. Now, the springbok are actually the smallest antelope on our reserve, but they don't let that get them down, quite literally. The springbok are able to jump 6 to 8 feet straight up and 9 to 13 feet out in a single bound when they perform an activity called pronking. That means that one of those teeny tiny little springbok could jump straight through our truck right now and would not touch a single thing. Now I am starting to notice quite a few downed trees on either side of the truck here as well. It even looks like some large boulders may have been shoved around. All of this could be evidence of a really large animal moving through here recently. Maybe even something like the largest land animal in the whole entire world, the African elephant. Now, African elephants can weigh up to 13,000 pounds fully grown, so it's typically pretty easy to spot them. I did in fact see one over on our right-hand side here. Now, elephants are also what's known as a keystone species, which is why I wanted to draw your attention to those downed trees back there as well. A keystone species is an animal that fundamentally changes their environment just by living in it. And for really large animals like the African elephant, a lot of the time that does happen because of their size. When they enter a new area, they'll knock down trees, shove around boulders, and trample paths through the underbrush for smaller animals. All of those things in combination do tend to result in a semi-permanent change to this elephant's environment that would not have occurred without them. That qualifies them for that title of keystone species. Now, I do tend to think that that is pretty important because keystone species, like the African elephant, are often the #1 promoter of balance and biodiversity in their respective environments all around the world, just making it that much more important that we do the absolute best we can to help and protect these incredible animals. Now, on both sides of the truck through here, we're also starting to see quite a bit of red clay mud popping up. This mud is high in a lot of vitamins and minerals that elephants need but can't get in their regular diets. So they'll actually use their tusks to scrape out mud from walls, just like we can see over there on the right, and they will consume it. Elephants will actually eat that mud as a sort of vitamin supplement to help them get those nutrients that they need. Now, I do see at least a couple more elephants coming up here to the left-hand side. So we're going to keep going to try to get a little bit of a better view. It does kind of look like we are approaching a herd. Now, elephants do typically form two different types of herds, family herds and bachelor herds, with the family herds being a bit larger and more common, consisting of a matriarch or a lead female, as well as other adult females and their young. And I do actually see a baby elephant just up ahead, so we're going to keep going to try to get a little bit of a clearer view today. Now, whenever male elephants grow all the way up, though, they are actually kicked out of these family herds and forced to either go off on their own or meet up with other adult male elephants to form the smaller and second type of herd, a bachelor herd. Now, because that very first elephant we saw was hanging out all by themselves over there, that does mean that that was most likely a male elephant.
That's so sad.
Now, baby elephants like this one over on our left-hand side are what I consider to be a true labor of love. The average gestation period for an elephant is about 22 months. They are born on average at 250 to 300 pounds. Now, that does not sound super fun to me, so we really have to appreciate Mom in this scenario because she worked really hard to bring that baby into the world. Now, that baby elephant isn't the only younger animal hanging around here, though. As we come around this island and you're looking at this flamboyance of greater flamingos, I encourage you to find these two over here with the dark gray tail feathers. Now, those are what I affectionately like to refer to as teenagers going through a little bit of an emo phase. Baby flamingos are actually born completely gray and colorless, and it takes them about 2 full years to turn all the way pink after hatching. That gradual adding of color comes from a flamingo's diet, especially of brine shrimp, which is high in beta-carotene. Because those younger flamingos still haven't had as much of that brine shrimp yet, they still don't have as much of that beautiful pink coloring. Now, just a couple of moments ago, we did talk about how the elephants will consume red clay mud as a vitamin supplement, but over on our left-hand side, you're going to see another big mud pit there. That mud is also used by other animals on the savanna as a great place to cool down on hot days and to coat their skin in that red clay mud to act as a natural sunscreen and bug repellent. Now, over on our right-hand side, just next to that tree, that shaggy brown antelope with the white ring of fur around their backsides is a water buck. Now, in my opinion, those water buck are pretty dang adorable, but they do have a pretty unusual skill as well. Their skin can actually secrete a hydrophobic oil that helps to coat their fur and completely waterproof them, providing those water buck with a natural rain jacket or swimsuit, depending on what they need in the moment. Now, as we are heading through this area, I'm going to encourage you to keep your eyes up on these hills to our left-hand side, especially looking in areas of dappled sunlight. That's where some of the more shy animals around here tend to hang around. And in fact, looking up ahead, I do see a couple of cheetahs. Now, cheetahs are actually the fastest animal in the whole entire world. They're able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. Now, if you're looking up on this hill to our left, those two cheetahs are going to be kind of tucked in the corner. And if you didn't find them at first, don't worry, that's super common. The cheetahs are also pretty unique for being one of the only big cats that are diurnal, and that beautiful golden coat with the black polka dots is a really effective form of camouflage for them, helping them to blend in with that dappled sunlight. Now, these large rock formations that we are coming around right now are known as copies. They're used by a lot of big cats on the savanna, like those cheetahs, but maybe even a couple more, as a great place to rest, relax, even sunbathe during the day, and to get a nice high vantage point of the savanna. Now, as we do come all the way around these Kobe rocks today, you are going to see a few white rhinoceros over on our right-hand side. But don't worry, we're going to catch back up to those rhinos in just a couple of moments. In the meantime, though, I do see a couple of African lions up here on these Kobe rocks. Now, the first sign I can see is a male. You can tell by that longer hair around the face and neck. Typically, only the male lions are going to have that longer fur. Now, you are also going to notice that this lion's fur isn't all the way grown in just yet. Kind of looks like he's wearing a fuzzy coat around his shoulders, but doesn't have all that hair up on the top of his head just yet. That's because that is a juvenile, not all the way grown up, but not exactly a baby either.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Now, it does look like we're going to be getting a closer look at these rhinos up ahead, but if you do notice, there's an ostrich over on our left-hand side as well. Ostriches are actually the largest birds in the whole entire world. Now, these rhinos are pretty big too, weighing about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds a piece on average. They like to form these really large social groups known as crashes. Now you're going to see another one of those water buck a bit further away to there as well. You might also notice that those rhinos are positively covered in mud. That's actually from that wallow we saw earlier. Despite their large size, rhinos do have pretty sensitive skin, so they find that natural sunscreen pretty helpful. Now over on our right hand side there as well, just next to that path, you are also going to see a clutch of ostrich eggs. Now earlier we mentioned that those birds are the largest in the world, and those eggs are pretty big as well. A single ostrich egg can weigh up to 3 pounds. That's the equivalent of about 2 dozen chicken eggs. They are also incredibly sturdy, able to withstand the weight of a male ostrich standing square on top of them, which may not sound all that impressive to you, but your average male ostrich does weigh about 300 pounds, meaning I'd be willing to bet just about anybody on this truck could stand on those eggs and they would not even crack. Now folks, it looks like we have found our warden's post today, which means we are heading out of the reserve, but these wardens do keep some pretty adorable animals around here. These are the Nigerian dwarf goats. Now, despite the small size of these goats, all the ones out here on the reserve are full grown, but that small stature does make them economical for local farmers in Africa that raise them for their dairy products. Because they don't take up a whole lot of space, you don't need a ton of land to raise them, and you can leave all the land around them wild for the more wild animals we have seen today. But I do have a fun little challenge for you guys as a way to help out these animals, and that is to recycle. Now, recycling is a great way to keep our resources in circulation. That way we don't have to go back out into these animals' natural habitats and acquire new ones. And recycling is also something you can do every single day. For example, if as you are walking around Animal Kingdom, you decide to purchase a disposable water bottle, all I ask is that you just toss it into a recycling bin when you're all done instead of a trash can.
Look at how big he is.
Apparently, at the dam end of the lake.
I don't want to get in trouble.
How cute! Hello!
Hi, Pickles.
Oh, so cute!
Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Exactly why her brother growls.
Arctic foxes are my favorite animal. Oh my goodness!
You got it?
And when we finally kiss the ground, how I hate going out of the song. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be one. The tide is slowly turning, and my dear was still the pain. But I told us to love me so. Let it go, let it go, let it go. This is the last song of this party, so I want to see all of you on the dance floor. Bring it in, come on, and remember, all you need to do is follow the leader. Let's go!
Last time. It was a hot night. It was a night for singing, and we were in the mood. The music playing, the lights is really rocking. She starts getting mood. The way she's whining, looks like she has an engine that's